Hello, I am Mrs. Ali. I am one of the year 3 class teachers. In my class, I also have Miss Ellis. She works across both classes, and I'm sure lots of you know her already. And we also have Mrs. Crowder, who has been a year 3 teaching assistant for quite a few years, and she will be supporting teaching when we have our PPA, which is our planning time, and she's also supporting as a TA in class too.
My name is Miss Khan. I'm the Y3K teacher, and I work with Miss Aspinall, who does some one-to-ones with a few children in my class.
Okay, so this is the agenda. We'll be looking at some important dates like the PE days, what days we give out homework, and then I'll let you have a little look. We'll be looking at the curriculum, trips that we have in the year, books that your children will be reading, and then we'll be going through some of the reading expectations in year 3 and having a little look at what the homework looks like, and then a little bit about the website and also some statutory information and attendance as well, and a little look at who the governors are. So our PE is on a Monday afternoon and we go outdoors for that, and this term we are doing football. And on a Thursday afternoon we have indoor PE, and this term it's dance. And we're doing 70s disco. We hand out homework on a Friday, and we don't have a day that needs to be handed in. As long as it's handed in before the next Friday, that would be great.
Okay, so the curriculum overview for this first term. In English, our main focus will be Matilda, doing a character description on her and maybe a few other characters. In maths, the starting topic is always place value and addition and subtraction, just getting the foundation laid down before we continue. In science, the children will be learning about rocks and fossils, PSHE, mental health and well-being. In RE, it's the Christian creation story. In music, they will be creating their own compositions. PE, as we said, is football outside and dance inside. They will be starting French with a few simple greetings and expressing their feelings. And in art, they will be drawing artists.
This is what the trips look like in year 3. In the spring term, in spring 1, we'll be going to Tatton Park. It is linked to our history curriculum, and we'll be learning all about like the Stone Age and Bronze Age. This is partly funded, and I think there's like a small parental contribution for that. In spring 2, we have a trip to the synagogue. This is budgeted from the RE budget. And there is no cost, but there is I think a £1 parental contribution, like a voluntary contribution that we ask for. In the spring term, we also have a PE Wow. This is fully funded. Children get to go to Howbridge Leisure Centre, and they get to experience rock climbing, and it's actually scootering that they do. And every year that we've gone previously, the children absolutely loved it.
Okay, so some of the books the children will be learning this year in school are, like I said, Matilda, and there's a few recommendations on there for what we just let the children know that it'd be really good if they got to read this. It's something for their age group and something a few of the other children have said that they've enjoyed. Our class author is Roald Dahl and Zanid Mia, and our class poet is Kit Wright. So anything you find on them would be really good if the children had a chance to read.
The reading expectations for Key Stage 2 is very similar to Key Stage 1. It's 20 minutes, 3 times a week. And we say at Devonshire Road that reading is the most important aspect of homework, and that should be the priority. The more they read, the more fluent they become. It increases their reading stamina, and it helps support them be confident when they're doing their work in other areas of the curriculum, such as history and geography. Supporting your child with reading will look different for every individual child. So you might think, well, my child is at a different level to their other siblings, but it may be that you are helping with phonics, and we might give them a target for that. Or if your child's a bit more able, it might be that you're asking them comprehension type questions. What happened when, or how do you think the character is feeling? If you need any support with that, please just give us a shout and we will talk you through it.
So the homework for Key Stage 2 will be similar to what they had in Key Stage 1. They'll have TT Rockstars for times tables practice, and Spelling Shed will upload every week for a sound or some spellings that we want them to learn that they'll complete in school for the next week. Alongside the online homework, they'll have a sheet given to them, whether it's maths or English, that we'll hand out on Friday, and they can bring it in whenever they finish it, as long as they get a chance to do it with you. But it would be better if it was given in before the next homework was given out.
This is an example of the vocabulary overview. We will hand out, hopefully at some point this week, a spellings overview for the full half term, and underneath spellings we have vocabulary that we will be teaching them. So they'll learn 3 new words every week, and these are words that they might not have come across before. If you can speak to your child about these words and perhaps put them into a sentence, ask them about the meaning, try and find synonyms and antonyms for them. The more they get used to using different and exciting vocabulary, the more confident they will become in using it in their own writing and understanding it when they are doing a reading comprehension or just, enjoying a book. At Devonshire Road, we want the children to be as safe as possible when they're online. National College is a resource that we subscribe to. You just need to log in, register with them. We do have a little slip and a QR code which you can come into school and ask us about if you would like to know how to join it. It really helps to understand all the new apps that are out there, any trends and websites that are new, and it just helps you to keep your children safe, because the online world and offline world are now very connected and have a huge influence on our children. So it's there as a facility for you. And again, if you need to ask us anything about any new apps or something that your child has seen online, please don't hesitate to come in and ask us.
Okay, so our school website, there's a few areas that would be useful for our parents. It's the curriculum, events and learning zone, and the next few slides we'll just go over what's on these links. So in the curriculum layers, you'll get to have an insight on what topics the children learn in each subject throughout each term. So if you click on year 3, you'll be able to see in science throughout the whole year, these are the topics that they learn, along with all the other subjects. If you go on the knowledge organisers area, you'll be able to have a bit more in-depth insight to what they do in each topic. So if you go on history, you can see in each topic, this is the things that the children will be learning. In RE, these are the things the children will be learning. That will be in the knowledge organisers section. We have an upcoming events area, which will be really helpful. It has any trips that the children have throughout the whole school, and any events that we might have in school or outside that we'd like you to be aware of.
So also on the website, there's a learning zone. It's got the Twitter, TT Rockstars and Spelling Shed apps on there, which I think you just click on as a link. We also have a new Twitter handle for year 3. So we've just highlighted it above. It's at Devonshire_Road Y3. This is your chance to keep in touch with school. You get to see what your children are doing on a weekly basis. We no longer do the class blog, so this is how we show you what your child is doing each week. The school app is called Studio. Again, it's free to download, and if you have any queries about it, you can come into the office and ask about it. It gives you messages and lets you know what's happening throughout the year by giving you notifications about any events. So attendance is really important. This is just a very quick diagram to show you the importance of getting your children to school regularly and on time. If children were to miss the first 15 minutes of school, we do EMT lessons. These are early morning tasks, and they're a really important part of your children's routine. And if they were to miss this early morning task, it's essentially 1 hour and 15 minutes of learning that they have missed, and it's a time where we spend recapping work or perhaps doing a little pre-teach of work that's upcoming. And by getting in early, it just means your child has a nice calm start to the day.
So the uniform at Devonshire Road, it's still the same as last year. We've got a white polo shirt and trousers or a skirt and pinafore for girls. Plain black sensible shoes, but it's pretty much the same as last year. And it's the same with PE. We've got t-shirt, shorts and black pumps. In the colder weather, we do allow the children to wear their joggers or their hoodies when they go outside. But if you could just label all the clothing that the children have, just to avoid anything getting lost or going in the wrong hands.
Right, so every year we ask parents and carers if they would like to volunteer as reading volunteers. If you have a spare 30 to 60 minutes, we would love you to volunteer to listen to some of our readers across school. Mrs. Clarkson is usually the one who is in charge of this, and if you would like any training, that is available too. It really helps support the children's vocabulary and their reading fluency. It's a wonderful opportunity to be part of the daily life within school, and it's also a great professional development for you and helps you when you're reading with your own children as well. So these are our governors. There are a couple of changes on there. Mr. Cox is no longer with us this year, so it will be Miss Hayton Brooks, who is now one of the staff governors. Mrs. Idern is our chair of governors, and on the leadership team we have Mrs. Hodge and Mr. Abraham. Thank you.